Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of The Executive Edge. And today I have a really great guest who I'm looking forward to talking to. This is Callie Murray. Callie, it's a real pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm so grateful.
Well, I think where I wanted to start was a little bit about you, but in particular, a bit about your background, because I think it's worth people knowing you've made a stunning difference in your business inside of a 16-year window. So tell me a little bit more about you.
Well, I'm a native of Charleston, South Carolina. I've always had a passion for anything food and entertaining. And the only thing that I knew more than that being my passion was that I wanted to be a mom and a really present mom. And so when I got married and we had our first daughter, I was faced with that issue that I think a lot of women have, which is the how do you balance having it all and wanting to be able to have a career and be involved in your children's lives. And I just decided from the very beginning that my priority was my children, and I would build a career around that within my passion because there really wasn't an opportunity for me at the time. In 2005, the only opportunities in food was to own or run or work in a restaurant. And I just knew from all my years in the restaurant world as an employee that that was not conducive to the life that I wanted to build for myself and my family.
Mm-hmm. But what I think I love is the particular choice of business. I mean, what made you go very specifically for this, which is biscuit making, but very enjoyable. Clearly, as you saw it, this was bringing to life something about the biscuits or about your history or something that you loved. So explain, please, why you chose that particularly.
Well, I think that, I was solving a problem. How do I create a career and keep my family the priority? I wanted to work in food. I knew I didn't want to open a restaurant, but I still wanted to work in food. I grew up in my mom's catering business. And I was also, in hindsight, looking back into it, I was also trying to forge a better relationship with my mother. And so I think in my world, I thought if we went into business together, this would be a real true bond for us. And she had always made these biscuits that people loved at all these catering events that I was always the server of. So I received the accolades knowing how people reacted and how they wanted to buy them, and she would never sell them. So that little piece, coupled with figuring out how to build a business within my priorities so that I would have the luxury of staying at home, it kind of all just came together. And when you have a lot of time on maternity leave to dream about what you would do if there were no obstacles in the way. And I think that that's how I came up with it. I just moved back from New York. I knew that the internet was something that was going to be way bigger than any of us knew. And I started doing research, and I realized there's no other biscuit company that's made by hand. We're in the South. This is a dying art in the South. I grew up with my grandmother making them every day. No one was doing it anymore. And I thought this would be a great little idea for me to be able to make handmade biscuits or have my mom make them and I do all the marketing and the selling. And it was honestly as simple as that. I never initially thought that it could be as multi-dimensional, multi-product as it is now. And so I'm just as surprised as the next person that it has grown into this brand that really has a cult-like following. And we are a major part of so many people's family traditions, which is such an honor.